Hi YouTube, Watchify here with another video. Today I have the Seiko King Samurai model SRPE37K1. It's another watch in my collection from Seiko's Prospex line and is a 200 meter diver with a white grid pattern dial that really attracted me to it. It's referred to as the King Samurai since it comes with a sapphire crystal and a ceramic bezel insert instead of a hardlex crystal and aluminum insert. It was released in August of 2020 at a time when I was on the hunt for a white dial 200 meter diver, so I grabbed this one shortly after release. It comes on a black silicone strap, so the aftermarket bracelet you see here was added by me. I'll go over the silicone strap later in the video. First off, the case dimensions are the same as other Samurais with a case size of 43.8 millimeters, a lug-to-lug distance of 48.5 millimeters, a thickness of 12.9 millimeters, and a 22 millimeter lug width. This watch weighs 127 grams on the silicone strap. Case finishing is mostly the same as other Samurais, with polishing seen at the midpoint of the side of the case, underneath the case, and between the lugs. From what I can tell, the polishing at the top of the bezel is what's different about this model, but that's easy to miss. The most visible parts of the case have a brushed finish. The case, of course, has a distinctive samurai angular design to it that I think you either love or hate. The 120 click unidirectional bezel is harder to turn than my other samurai model. It's pretty stiff and not easy to get a grip on. I'm not sure if the stiffness is something that will improve over time or not. Underneath the case, you'll see the screw-down case back with the Seiko Wave logo in the center. The case has drilled lug holes and the crown is at 3 o'clock and is surrounded by angled crown guards. Both the crown and bezel edge share the same knurling pattern on them. The crown's pretty large and is easy to screw off and on. The dial is white with a grid pattern throughout. The Seiko and Prospex logo along with the automatic wording are printed on the dial in contrasting black. The words Divers 200 meters are printed in gold colored lettering though. The indices are standard samurai shapes with mostly baton shapes, but trapezoidal shapes seen at 6, 9, and doubled up at 12. 3 o'clock is mostly taken up by the unframed date window, but there is a small loomed indice there that's easy to miss due to the distortion from the Cyclops. Surrounding the dial is a white chapter ring with black minute markers, and thankfully mine is aligned very well with the dial. Covering the dial is a flat sapphire crystal with clear anti-reflective coating on the underside. Like I mentioned, this crystal does have a cyclops above the date window, which I'm actually a fan of. It makes the date really pop, where otherwise it might be somewhat difficult for some to see. The hands are also standard samurai shape, but you'll find that the seconds hand arrow and needle tip is done in a gold color while the rest is in black. Indices and hands are of course well loomed in Seiko's green Lumibrite, as you can see here. The bezel insert is a glossy black ceramic with white numerals and hashes along with an embedded loom pip at 12 o'clock. As with other samurai bezel inserts, you'll notice that there's no numeral at the 10-minute mark and the hashes are elongated from 0 to 15. On other samurais with an aluminum bezel insert, this 0 to 15 section is often colored in a different shade than the rest of the bezel, but on this one it remains black. Here again I got lucky as the bezel insert lines up well with the dial indices and chapter ring. The movement this watch comes with is the standard workhorse Seiko 4R35 automatic movement that hacks hand winds and has a 40-hour power reserve. Here it is on my time grapher and it's running about 8 to 10 seconds fast per day. I think pairing this watch with a Strapcode Hexad aftermarket stainless steel bracelet is a common choice, and I can see why. They go great together with the angular bracelet links blending in well with the design of the case. I'll leave a link to this bracelet in the video description, but let's go over the Oem Silicon Strap this watch comes with. It's the traditionally styled one with the two folds near the lugs, as opposed to the newer design silicone strap that I'm seeing on the newer Samurais, and I actually prefer to this one. The big problem with this strap for me is that it's too long for my 6 3/4 inch wrist, and too much of it sticking out past the keeper for my liking. Otherwise, it's comfortable and well constructed and has a metal keeper with the Seiko logo stamped into it. The Seiko logo is also seen on the substantial metal buckle. The strap is flexible and textured underneath, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of owners just decided to keep it on this strap. As I was prepping for this video, I realized I somehow lost a hang tag that came with this watch, which is kind of a bummer. Since this is a K1 model, that indicates to me that it was manufactured in Malaysia. In fact, I purchased mine from a Malaysian dealer on eBay shortly after release. The MSRP of this watch is $595, but I can see some are for sale on eBay for under $400 at the time of filming this video, and I think that's a great price for this watch. Seiko has a wide variety of samurai dial and color combos to choose from. I did a video on my other Save the Ocean Great White Samurai, so this one is the second samurai in my collection. Other samurais I really like are the Dark Manta Ray SRPF79, the new Paddy Samurai model SRPG21, the black dialed version of my watch, which is the SRPE35, the Orange Samurai SRPB97, and lastly the limited edition Grey Dawn model, which is SRPD03. As I mentioned in my other Samurai video, mod parts are plentiful for this watch. However, I have no plans to modify mine as it already has the upgrades I like to see. Maybe my only gripes with this watch, other than the difficult to rotate bezel I already mentioned, are that I wish Seiko came out with their own angular linked stainless steel bracelet to complement their Samurai line, so we didn't have to pay the extra cost for an aftermarket bracelet to get that look. Also, it would have been cool if the accent color on this model was done in either blue or a dark teal instead of the gold color, which really doesn't provide much contrast against the white background in regards to the second hand. Otherwise, this is a great looking watch with some substantial upgrades, and if you like the Samurai case shape and are looking for a clean white dialed 200 meter diver, you might want to consider this King Seiko SRPE37. That's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, and if you did, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I wanted to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.